Hi, my name's Ben. I work for the Game House, and today I'm just going through some of my favorite signings in the early 2023 free agency period. So first things first, I'm not going to hit all of the best ones. I'm not going to hit a lot of the obvious ones. The ones that people overwhelmingly love, like CJ Gardner-Johnson, his new signing, or the Eagles bringing back some of their guys, or DJ Moore to the Bears even. We're just going to be looking at some lower key signings that I thought were pretty great. Of course, some people are going to disagree. That's great. I want to hear it down in the comments, but just want to head that off. I'm not going to be hitting all of the pretty universally acclaimed ones. All right, first I'm going to start out with Jessie Bates to the Falcons. Now, first things first, I think they paid him a little bit too much. That's going to be $64 million over the next 4 years. But Jessie Bates was the heart and soul of that Cincinnati Bengals defense that was such a great second half defense last year and such a great playoff defense the past 2 years that got them to the Super Bowl. I think he's really going to shore up that sort of leaky, strange patchwork defense that the Falcons have been working with ever since the collapse in the Super Bowl. He's a team guy, he's smart, he can take away the ball, but he mostly just knows where to be. Again, it's maybe a little too much, but when you play like he's played, he deserves the money, and the Falcons picked up a good one. Really strange one here, but I like the Indianapolis Colts picking up the former Rams kicker Matt Gay. So it's 4 years, $22.5 million. That's a lot of money for a kicker, but the Indianapolis Colts have been shuffling kickers for a while now. Of course, we know Rodrigo Blankenship got sent off last year. A lot of weird kicker turnover with the Colts. And for a team that's really trying to find its place in the contenders in the AFC, Matt Gay is pretty automatic. So, honestly, a pretty great signing. Another Falcons one I have on here is Taylor Heinicke being signed for 2 years, $20 million. Listen, the Falcons say they're committed to Desmond Ridder. They're out on Lamar Jackson. But grabbing somebody like Heinicke, who is, I think, a top-flight backup and maybe could be a starter on some teams, is really, really great insurance. And $20 million for a backup seems like a lot, but if Desmond Ridder's not the guy, you're going to be seeing Heinicke, and he can play. He can run, he's tough, and he almost beat Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple years ago in the playoffs, don't forget. He's come in for Carson Wentz. He was supplanted by Sam Howell last year, but the Commanders really wanted to see what they had in him. But I think it's a really, really solid backup piece that might end up starting you games, just like Jimmy Garoppolo with the 49ers last year. Another sneaky good one for the Eagles here is Rashad Penny. Now, a lot of people know that he has been very, very injury prone, some scary injuries too, but when he's on the field, he's been surprisingly productive. He was sort of touted as one of the worst first-round picks of the past couple years when the Seahawks took him in the first round for no real discernible reason. Should have been probably a second or probably a third-round player, but the Seahawks took him in the first round, and he's really great when he's healthy. On a running team like this, with these running schemes that I'm hoping will carry over, even though Shane Steichen left the Colts, Rashad Penny, if he stays on the field, is going to be great. You can count on him to score some touchdowns. All right, controversial one here. New York Jets picking up Allen Lazard. Now, lots of people think, probably rightfully so, that the Jets only picked up Allen Lazard to make Aaron Rodgers happy. That's probably true, but what a lot of people don't know is Allen Lazard is one of the best blocking wide receivers in the entire league. So Allen Lazard famously blocked 3 Miami players at once during a game last season and then counted 1, 2, 3 on his fingers, got fined for it. But that's how good he is. He opens up things on either side of the offense. If you line him up on the outside, he can really open up your outside running scheme, which is going to be great for Breece Hall, who's dealing with an injury after going through the tackles a little too much. Allen Lazard is an okay receiver, especially if, they do end up picking up Aaron Rodgers. They have some rapport there. But really, as a blocker and as a scheme player, he's underrated. $44 million seems like a lot, but if you're trying to go after the Super Bowl and you're trying to get someone Aaron Rodgers is comfortable with that can also help open up the offense in other ways, it makes sense to me. I really like the signing. All right, so the Carolina Panthers picked up Andy Dalton for 2 years, $10 million. That's not really a huge contract. Sounds like a pretty regular backup contract to me, but they're going to have him coaching up a brand new #1 pick. I don't think you can really ask for a better veteran quarterback to stay on the sidelines and coach him up. Do I want to see him play very much? No. But Andy Dalton, has been to the playoffs 5 times for a reason. During his best days with the Bengals, a very solid player who could win you games on his own. He's going to need that coaching up. He's going to need that vision that a veteran quarterback like Andy Dalton has. Makes complete sense to me. And then finally, this is probably the most popular one I'm going to mention, is the Cincinnati Bengals picking up Orlando Brown Jr. So they signed him for 4 years, $64 million. Believe it or not, that's actually kind of a deal for the Bengals. First things first, you take him away from the Chiefs. They're your AFC rivals now. You're probably going to meet in the AFC Championship again. So taking him away from the Chiefs is a win in and of itself. And then the obvious, you need someone to protect Joe Burrow. Jonah Williams has been playing left tackle. There's been lots of switching around at tackle for the Bengals, and they've been pretty snake-bitten so far in this Joe Burrow era, injury-wise. They've been very injured, they've been in and out, or they haven't been good, or they haven't been clicking. Orlando Brown should really change that right away. Hopefully, if he stays healthy, which, when you become a Bengals offensive lineman, you may not, but if he stays healthy, he's going to be huge. Joe Burrow, as some players said, might not have to wash his jersey this year. Absolutely massive signing, and you're taking him away from the Chiefs. Congratulations. Those are just some of my favorites. Let me know some of your favorites down in the comments, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it.